Well, I'm super excited today. I got to turn on my incubator. So guess what that means is on its way soon. That's right. Some of my girls are going to be laying their eggs soon. So stick around. I'm Jack. This is Python Addiction. And thanks for joining me, everyone. A little bit of a different view today, as I'm going to be showing off some of the girls. So I figured you can get a nice little shot of the reptile room here before it changes. Starting this week, I'm going to be starting to migrate everything into my new reptile room. And that includes the incubator. I wanted to get it warmed up and make sure everything was starting to run on it now. As worst case comes to worst, that's the only thing that needs to stay in this room if I, for some reason, got eggs sometime this week. But I don't foresee that happening, as I normally don't get eggs until mid-March, early April, generally speaking. So I have a little while, but I'm getting enough signs from some of the girls here to say that it's time to make sure that that's ready and up to temperature consistently before eggs go in there. Right now it's ramping up. When I first powered it on, it was in the 70s for the temperature. It's low 80s right now. It'll take a good 24 hours for it to actually regulate itself and get right to temperature. I have water bottles in there, so those water bottles have to warm up as well. So it's a whole process, and it's one of those things that if you're a new breeder or somebody getting into breeding, that you should always take into consideration with your incubator is don't wait until the last minute. You're going to always have better success with consistent temperatures in your incubator if you start it up ahead of time. Give it like 2 to 3 weeks to actually level off to make sure that everything is perfectly set before you get eggs. So you're not worrying about all of those ups and downs in the fluctuation when you have eggs in the actual incubator. So a little bit of a tip on that side of things. But I'm going to go through and pull out or show off a couple of the girls here that have been paired. This first one is my girl Geo. And she's my pastel pied girl. She's looking really good so far. No real signs to me on the ovulations, and you'll see with a couple of these other girls that I'm going to pull out, you'll really see the difference when you can tell when a snake has eggs and is ovulating. But she's going to continue to get paired to Athos, and hopefully she will take this year. If she doesn't, it's not the end of the world, but that was one of my clown pairings for the year, and we'll see how she goes and if she ends up being successful or not. But that's the first one that I wanted to kind of show off today, was to give all of you an example of a girl that isn't showing, but that has been paired. This next one is Callie. She's one of the ones that I know I have eggs that will be coming from her just by the look. But she is oh so warm right now. I'm going to be a little bit more careful with pulling her out, as you can really see with her body shape that she's going to be a mama. A first time mama. But yeah, you can actually see right in her body condition that she has eggs in her, and that's absolutely wonderful that she's going to be a mama. She literally just got done shedding the other day, so I don't know if she's going to be laying soon or if that was just a normal shed. I marked it down as I do start tracking sheds to see if it's a pre-lay shed type of thing. With looking at her condition, I might have eggs within the next 30 days with this girl. But again, she is my yellow belly, pastel, Enchi, het pied girl that was paired to my piebald boy, because I want to get some piebalds with her. So we're crossing our fingers to seeing what we're going to get with this girl. And now we're going to go on to Tasha, another one of my first time breeders for this year. Oh, you're nice and warm too. Yeah. And once again, you're going to see that difference, that look. Oh, you got dirty tummy. But you can see just in the build. And one of the methods that I use when it comes to kind of feeling for follicles and feeling for eggs, because I don't use a ultrasound or anything like that, is I use the tub. So what I actually do is I feel for, like, her when I'm ready to when I'm doing the inspection, just kind of holding on and everything like that. But when I go to put them back into the tub, I'll let her kind of hang right on the edge of the tub a little bit. And I'm making a C shape with my thumb at the top and my fingers at the bottom. And I'm just feeling, I'm letting my finger slide across her spine, and I'm using very gentle pressure to feel the follicles or the eggs, the little humps, as she's going back into the enclosure, because she's going over that edge. She's pushing things just a little bit to where you can actually feel it. I don't see, personally, with the size of my operation, the real need to have an ultrasound. It's something that if I got one, or one was given to me to use or something like that, I would use it. But I don't see the need to bear the expense for my size operation. Maybe a larger operation or somebody that's doing this in a much larger scale might actually want to have the ultrasound so they could get better pairings, better chances for success with locks and everything like that. I just don't see a need for it. The next girl that I'm going to look at here is, let's do Amber. We'll pull Amber out here. And I'll just leave the tub open to pull her out again. She's one of my bigger girls. This is my Enchi Orange Dream Girl. And you can really see, I mean, with the Enchi and the Orange Dream, the orange pattern, the blushing along the sides, and the nice, otherwise clean, nice little belly. She's got some of the little belly tracks in there. So she might have some yellow belly in her. I'm not 100% sure on that. I've never bred her to anything to actually give me a definitive that she may have yellow belly. But I definitely know she has the Orange Dream in her and the Enchi in her. And she's an absolutely beautiful girl. But I weighed her earlier today, and she came in at 3,800 grams right now. So she's a big girl. She's definitely got some eggs in her. And she's another one of those that will be going probably in the next, probably 60 days, I'm going to guess, based off from how I'm feeling her and when I started her pairings. But this is my little Amber girl. And when they're pregnant, you can still hold them to a reasonable degree. Make sure that you're giving them weight, or if you want to set them down on something, they can still get enrichment and some handling. I mean, she's, as you can see, perfectly fine with being handled right now. She's not being pissy or upset or anything. Now, if I started signing or talking with her in my hands, that might trigger her to go after my hands. She is one of the girls that has hit my hand instead of the rat that she was being offered a couple of different times. But otherwise, she's a pretty girl. Yeah, you are. You want to say hi to everyone? You can say hi to everyone. Say hi. And we'll pull out one more girl. And we will do my albino girl. Come on, Nessie. This is Nessie, my albino girl. And the camera is probably not going to do her justice. Oh, well, you got a small piece of stuck shit on you. We'll get that. But she is going to be a first-time mama this year, and I can see some of the follicles in her being developed. She is getting regularly paired with my boy Ozzy, who was paired with Venus last season. So I will definitely have a full clutch of albinos. But she has lesser and leopard and a couple of other hidden genes, as there's really, with her being all yellow like this, it's very, very difficult to see the whole slew of genes. I have the list of the possibilities that are in there, but I definitely know, based off from the blushing out and all of the what little bit of side pattern that I can see and what I saw with a black light, that the leopard's definitely there, the lesser is definitely there, the albino's definitely there, but there's probably something more in there, and we'll have to see what comes out when we get eggs from her this year. So, but she's doing absolutely wonderful as well. Oh, girl. Well, like I said, I'll still take them out, still hold them, and give them some handling time on a regular basis, just so they keep that calm attitude and everything like that. I know a couple of breeders that I know, they don't care, or they don't mind their mamas being spicy. I don't like my noodles being spicy if they don't have to be. A couple of them are, like my boy Ruka, the Blue Beauty. He's always going to be a little bit of a spicy noodle, but if I can avoid them being spicy, I would have rather avoid them being spicy. Oh, she's my little Nessie girl. Yeah? You comfortable right there? But we'll put her back, and we'll pull one more out. One more of my big girls. And let's see. Here we go. Hi, mama girl. Hi. This is my girl, Luna. She is definitely building. She is the one that typically gives me 10 or 11 egg clutches without any issues whatsoever. She's actually the mama that gave me the twins a couple of years ago. So I'm not complaining there. Huh? Yeah, you a good mama, huh? But she's just shy of 4 kilo as of this morning. So she's a big girl. She is just lesser and 100% het for ghost or hypo. So everything that she gets paired with has a 50% chance of getting that hypo. And the hypo is that lightning gene. So it adds that additional layer of lightning to some of the things. And even with her being het, I love how some hets have what's known as a het influence. And you can see in her just that het influence, even though she's not a visual ghost. The het just adds a certain level of brightness to her and her pattern. So it's one of those things that I don't always worry about, like with her when I breed her, with depending on what I'm mixing her with. If I'm mixing her with something that doesn't have hypo or ghost, it's not a huge issue, as I'm okay with allowing that het influence to work through some of her offspring, as you can normally see it without any problem whatsoever. But that is my girl Luna, and we'll kind of stop right here as far as that goes for today. I just wanted to share with you guys some of the girls, show some of their progress, and we'll cut back. And so there you guys have it. I wanted to share a little bit with the progress on some of the girls. So we went over those 5 girls as far as where they are, and you got to learn my hands-on method of checking for follicles and eggs and the progress. I think, and this is coming from me, learning with your hands is such a better experience when it comes to the breeding process. Not to say that there's anything wrong with people who use the ultrasounds and that technology, because technology is great. But money, it's expensive, and not everyone can afford it. So learning the methods to doing it with your hand, to feeling and using the tub, so using a little bit of gravity and momentum and all of that to your advantage, to being able to learn how to kind of feel for the follicles and feel for the eggs as they develop, is a really good skill to have if you're a ball python breeder. It's something that I don't know how else I would do it, because I won't go out and spend the money on the ultrasound. That's just me. But let me know in the comments below, out of the 5 girls that I showed you, which of the pairings, which one of them are you looking forward to the most? Let me know in the comments below. Doing so will also get you an entry into my 1,000 subscriber giveaway as a extra entry, and also enter you in for the secondary giveaway that I'm doing for a item from my merch store. As that's where I was leading next, is just an update on the 1,000 subscriber giveaway, and that was postponed by just 2 weeks just so we can get right to that 1,000 subscriber mark. We were very, very close this week at around 987-ish. So I want to push those last 13 to 20 subscribers so we're well over that 1,000 subscriber mark when I actually do the drawing. So if you're interested in entering the drawing, I'm going to have a link to that video down in the description below. And you can also, like I said, put that comment into the comment section here to get yourself a secondary entry. You do have to be entered in the primary giveaway in order for that secondary entry to count for the gift certificate to get one of my snakes. But anyone who puts a comment and gives a little bit of feedback regarding which of the pairings that I showed off today is the one that they're looking forward to the most, you'll all be entered for a chance to get that the merchandise from any one item from my merchandise store is what I'm going to be doing for that secondary giveaway. Other updates is regarding the mosaic for the memory of Brian Barchuk. That is moving along very smoothly. I am giving people one more week to put in their submissions for photos if they want their photo to be potentially included on the final project. I have to put a cutoff on that as to when I will no longer take submissions, and that will be as of next Monday. So that'll be put there, and I'm looking at probably around 2 weeks after that deadline for the final processing of everything and for the video and the photo to be able to be published. So I'm looking at around 3 weeks for everything to be finished on that. If you have any direct questions or needed any other information, feel free to contact me on Instagram directly or send me an email. I'll be happy to reply back to you as far as that goes. The only other thing that I am still waiting to hear back from is from Jay as far as getting an image that I requested off from him. So those are the only things that are really the big key items that need to be done for that project to come to completion. I didn't want to rush it. I want to say thank you to everyone for all of your patience, as I want to make sure that it's done right. So I appreciate all of your support. I appreciate everything, everyone who's submitted photos. I can't say thank you enough for all of that and giving me the opportunity to actually make something like that happen. It means so much. So, if you liked today's video, please do hit that like button, as that lets me know that you like this type of content. And while you're at it, if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to the channel. And while you're there, click that notification icon, as that will let you know when I publish new videos. But until next time, I'm Jack, and you've been watching Python Addiction. Love y'all.